Cody, how's the sort of week coming along that?
It's been great. Feel really refreshed from the rest on the weekend and ready to go. We know we're up for a big challenge this weekend, and haven't been quite able to get the job done against this team, but we're looking forward to the challenge.
Can you tell us a bit about the last game and your personal experience in that game?
Yeah, I thought we were near perfect for the first 30 minutes, but then errors, discipline came into play at the back end of that half, and it sort of led them back in the game. And then in the second half, we pretty much defended the whole second half. So we probably needed to start the way we did in that first half of the game in Brisbane, and just do it for longer periods of time. And you just can't let your foot off the throat and let them back in the game, because they've got strike all over the park as they've shown throughout the last 24 months that they've got a great team. And when you let a guy like Nathan Cleary kick us to corners and put up those big bombs, they're hard to handle.
For you personally, did you get pretty frustrated that game? Is it something you're sort of looking at atone for this weekend?
Yeah, for sure. I think it gave away one or two penalties there that I haven't been given away throughout the year. So obviously needed to change a little bit in my game, and looking forward to that this weekend.
How would you describe a form of someone like Nathan Cleary right now?
Yeah, he's outstanding. He's been a great player for ever since he's been in grade. The way we played it when we played him last time, those towering bombs were pretty handy kicks.
And just in terms of Wayne, he's had so much experience at finals level. What is it about Wayne that keeps everyone calm and gets them up for a week like this?
Yeah, he's obviously a great manager. That's been no secret of his since he's come into the NRL. And for me, he just keeps my role pretty simple and just encourages me to be Cody Walker, and that's go out and play footy, have a bit of fun, and throw the ball around, I suppose. And that's what I enjoy doing.
Does he keep messages pretty simple? Because I know before you said that he literally just says "be you," doesn't overcomplicate it.
Yeah, that's probably one of his greatest strengths. He doesn't overcomplicate the game and the way teams play or the way the players play personally. And for me, just a simple message like that goes a long way.
What is he like in a week like this? Do you feel him getting edgy? Is he relaxed? Is he? You notice a difference in Wayne around the group?
No, not really.
Pretty
much the same old Wayne.
Same old Wayne.
When Latrell went out the chat externally, was that you couldn't win a grand final without him? Is that something you put up in the dressing room, or what's your take on that analysis of your guys' chances?
I don't really, suppose, look into those outside noises. I mean, last year, we made it to a prelim without him, and guys were writing us off left, right, and centre. So, I know we can do it without him, and a guy like Blake Taft's coming into the group, and we don't expect him to be Latrell Mitchell, because you don't replace a guy like Latrell just as easy. We just want Blake Taft to be Blake Taft, bring his strengths and play the way that we've seen over the last couple of years in training. Is quite an exciting young talent.
Little likes to get under Blake's skins, and looking forward to coming up against him. He's had a great year.
I don't really come up against him because we're on different sides of the park. Yeah. So, I don't go into any game looking for personal battles with the opposition. I go into these games just trying to do my role as best as I can for the team.
All right, guys, on Zoom, we'll start your questions. Thanks.
Cody, the New South Wales government's just confirmed that no big surprise, but that the grand final won't be held in Sydney. How disappointing would that be for a lot of Souths fans back at home, given what's happening in New South Wales? And would Suncorp be your preference?
Yeah, I haven't really thought about that, to be fair. The circumstances that we're in, no one's sort of, you can't really fault. I suppose you can't really put the blame on anyone, really. And it was always looking likely that the grand final was going to be up here somewhere. Not sure where that's going to be, but we've got a job at hand this weekend, and that's further down the track, I suppose.
You guys have got amazing support in Queensland anyway, the members up there in southeast Queensland.
Yeah, for sure. I think we played against the Titans this year and it felt like a home game. And I've noticed over the last couple of years, every time we play at the Broncos, at Brisbane and at Gold Coast, there's always, a red and green hill. So, we'll be looking forward to, taking some games there over the next couple of weeks.
How important is field position going to be this week? We know you dominated the first 30 last game and they probably dominated field position the final 50, mate.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's the way the game went when we played them in Brisbane. We dominated the field position for the first 30. We were pretty much near perfect, but then, we went away from what was working. Discipline errors, last play options. We're not up to scratch, and we let them back in the game. And then the flip side on that was we didn't start really well in the second half, and they dominated possession. So yeah, it's obviously a real key to the way we want to play this weekend.
And then trying to target Blake might work to our advantage with having to bring it out from the middle of the field instead of corners. It might actually work against them to target him.
Sorry, what was that?
I said them trying to target Blake Taff might work against them because it'll have us bringing the ball out from the middle of the field instead of the corners. Yeah,
he's quite dangerous. Young Taffy, he's light on his feet and he's really quick. So, we trust him to do a job there if Wayne picks him there.
Hey, Coach, can I just ask you about Benji, mate? He doesn't want to talk about his own future, but just from what you've seen out of Benji this year, how much have you appreciated him as a teammate and the role that he's played off the bench?
Yeah, he's been obviously outstanding. He's been playing, what is he, 36 now? He's right next to me, so I don't like to give him too much of a rap because he gets a bit of a big head. But, personally for my game, he's actually been outstanding for me. When he comes on, put me in positions where, where I get the ball early and when I want it. So I'm just chatting to him here and there about different things because he's been in the game for, when did he debut? What year was it, Wayne? He debuted, I think it was 03.
I'll make it off.
I was 13, so yeah, he's been in the game for a number of years, and I think most of the guys in the NRL in our positions really looked up to him back in those 2005, 2006 years where he was just tearing blokes apart.
Do you think he's got a role there next year, mate?
Cody, you mentioned. I was going to say, Cody, you mentioned a moment ago if Wayne picks Blake at fullback, does that mean you're not certain you'll play fullback either, or are you just enjoying the smoke and mirrors that Penrith suggests?
Yeah, we'll just wait and see.